So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. And Kansas City's offense now set, ready to go. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Now Mahomes to try again after the pick six. Being chased out left. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Chase Young able to run him down for a loss of a yard. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick six, and here he ends up on his backside.
Yeah, and you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick six, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. On play action, it's Mahomes. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Gibson. And the Niners are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Partner, I think this is what long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. Leading them out, someone who took the league by storm last year is the most famous Mr. Irrelevant ever. From Iowa State, it's Brock Purdy.
And there are a lot of quarterbacks who had terrific careers. Think about guys like Phillip Rivers, Randall Cunningham, Dan Fouts, Warren Moon. But they never got to a Super Bowl. Yet here he is in his 2nd NFL season, already getting his chance. And we harken back to Dan Marino, another superstar, made it in his 2nd year, lost the game, and never made it back again.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. Christian McCaffrey, touchdown, 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, 68 yards. And the Niners will add to their first quarter lead here in this Super Bowl. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Moody good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. Hardman will elect not to bring this out, and the football will be on the 25-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
We saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now Mahomes. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Mahomes to throw once more. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Nick Bosa, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 58. Much more to come. And we are back and ready to go for the second quarter of the Super Bowl. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, as always, thrilled to be with you. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
You look at this Super Bowl, the second appearance for this head coach. The first one did not go as planned, as we all know, but what do you think he's learned from that first go-around?
He learned how much it hurts to lose, and that's what you hear from coaches so often. They don't remember the wins as much as they remember the losses. You can talk about the media, the scrutiny, the hoopla, but once you've had to shake a head coach's hand and jog off the field and know you have to face the media, face your fans, face your home life, knowing that you've lost the Super Bowl, that hurts big time, and you're going to do everything possible to try and prevent that from happening again.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Purdy with it on 3rd and long. He's got a man, complete. Now he's loose, down the left sideline. Touchdown, 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, 72 yards. And the 49ers continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Well, you talk about just coming in and completely seizing momentum. They can go up 21-0 here. We haven't even hit halftime.
And the other part of this, you can start to feel the unrest here in the stadium. I think these fans are saying, what hit us? And this isn't about fantasy points. This is about rooting their team on.
Moody good with the extra point. And it's now 21-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. Hardman, he is not going to bring this out, so they will start the drive at the 25. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now, start your comeback, but you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Chase Young, his 2nd sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves, and he's going to go down again. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Here's Tommy Townsend now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's pulled in at the 32. Down the numbers. There he goes. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Officially, it'll be a 68-yard punt return score. And the Niners are starting to open things up here in this Super Bowl.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Now Moody for the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Well, it's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. 3 catches for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl. It's a 1st down. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Looking for Kelsey there, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And the 49ers are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when we decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
Out of the gun, Purdy. And he will find his man, Samuel. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A gain there of 30 big ones.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Purdy looking to throw. That'll be caught by Ayuk. Touchdown 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the 49ers are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point try now for Moody. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Chiefs going to go back on offense one final time in this first half.
Yeah, the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Into space at the 45.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Get this one to Kelsey. That's complete.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Butker's kick here is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. We saw the former All-Pro Christian McCaffrey up to his old tricks in that first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. Both teams making their final adjustments of the season during this long halftime break. Who will claim the Lombardi Trophy? To find out, we go back to Brandon and Charles in Vegas for the second half of Super Bowl 58.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl.
Here's McLeod from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue with that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
On first down, it's Purdy.
Able to get, and a big loss here as he's taken down.
Willie Gay getting in there and picking up the sack.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Well, this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long.
Purdy.
Keeps him. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Though certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up.
I don't know what was going on there, but the end result, this is going to be a safety. Well,
I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now.
On the return, it's Tony. KC's offense ready to take over. And right now, their chances of hoisting that Lombardi trophy not looking too great, but perhaps that long halftime, maybe it did them a world of good.
But if there's ever a chance to regroup, it's in this game, right? Because you do have that.
Travis Kelce.
Look at the big man rumble.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Travis Kelce, 65 yards.
And the Chiefs are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it.
And San Francisco gets set to go here.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Purdy now to throw.
I don't know what was going on there, but the end result, this is going to be a safety.
Well, Charles, I've heard of backing up to avoid the rush. I think this takes that to a whole new level.
And not upper level either.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here.
Here comes Tony on the return.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. So the safety, obviously a big play, but now the offense, maybe they feel pressure to score with the defense doing something like that.
And it's good pressure because they put them in a nice spot now. Having scored the points on defense, turn the ball back over to them. You're right, there's pressure to score, but they feel good about their chances.
That's good. They like that pressure.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
That connection seemed to work out okay on the first play of the drive. Why not go right back to it? And once again, this defense is left without an answer as they surrender back-to-back 1st downs.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Charvarius Ward.
And the Niners are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
But when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much...
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Here's Samuel.
And for the 3rd time now, this is going to wind up a safety. Unbelievable.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
And this will be taken at the 13.
And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go.
And the 2 points always stings, but they can put this in the end zone. You could make it a 2-score swing.
That stinging is probably that shot you take to the body. But now they can hit them in the chin with a big one, can't they? I mean, they can come right up and smack them and really create a great advantage for themselves.
An opportunity to take advantage. We'll see if they do just that.
2nd down, 8 to go from the 28.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And the Niners defenders get there and bring him down.
Eric Armstead forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
Chase Young in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. This is taken at the 23. I don't know what was going on there, but the end result, this is going to be a safety.
Well, I'm not totally privy to what went on with their offensive meetings, but, Charles, something tells me that one wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, when we had our production meeting, they didn't exactly share that with us, but I'm pretty sure that on the play sheet, the run backwards into your own end zone play was not written down.
And we're back in the Super Bowl. Time to decide who gets to hoist that Lombardi trophy as we begin the 4th and final quarter of action. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Touchdown!
Isaiah Pacheco,
34 yards.
and the Chiefs have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept him at the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. San Francisco's offense returns to the field, and they have been the better of the 2 sides to this point with a 2-score lead. 4th quarter of this Super Bowl, and the Lombardi trophy within reach as they start this drive 1st.
And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild, and at the end of all that, it lines up a safety.
Well, Charles, I've heard of backing up to avoid the rush.
I think this takes that to a whole new level.
And not upper level either.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. And now here comes Kansas City.
Yeah, we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points, and they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked up by Deommodore Lenoir.
And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said, and the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety.
Oh, my. All I can say is that baby might have just set the game of football back 40 years. Maybe 50, maybe 60.
Let's just go for
100.
70. Just keep going.
The game never started.
Because there's no way I can analyze that. There's just no way.
And he'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up past the 40-yard line.
And out come the Chiefs now.
They'll have a chance to really make that safety work to their advantage as they begin things here. Great field position on the plus side of the 50.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Got it open man. It's Valdez Scantling.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? Throwing now is Mahomes. Open man, it's the tight end Kelsey. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
They come up on a first and goal in most likely 4-down territories. They need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from taking the lead in the fourth quarter of this Super Bowl. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open to the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Ray McCloud to return. And running with power here. The 49ers offense now. They work their way back onto the field. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. Purdy looking to throw on first down here. This one caught by Kittle. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 24 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Purdy off the play fake. Steps away. And escapes the sack. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs. Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
It's amazing how much advice defensive players get on 3rd down. You hear the bench screaming out, watch the draw, watch the screen, watch the pass here. Very rarely do they reference watching the fullback, and he slipped through and picked up a first down.
Purdy to throw it on first down. Sean Wharton. He's the one credited for the sack there, but certainly no credit given offensively. That play, well, it defies logic. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight one-point game. So it's 49er football here as we get your reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. On second and a long way to go. Purdy completes it to the tight end Kittle. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
may turn out to be an ill-advised shot that far downfield. Now it's 4th down. And I don't think you'd call this field goal range. I think you've got to go for it unless you have supreme confidence in your kicker. We'll see what they do.
Got to avoid the flags defensively. Here's 4th and long. To throw is Purdy.
Looking deep for Jennings. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown 49ers. Jerron Jennings, 50 yards. And the Niners have regained the lead in the second half of this Super Bowl. And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game.
But they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more 2-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
Mahomes to throw it. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Mahomes. Finding Kelsey.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Marking down at the 49.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the 49ers have just about sewn up this football game.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts.
Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up.
And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Mahomes. That one caught by Rice.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining.
Mahomes will throw.
Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
Mahomes. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey.
And now the timeout call. So 5 seconds left, and a field goal would send us to overtime.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to him, and it's paying off.
And his kick is good.
So add 3, all told, after the safety, it's a 5-point swing. But that could have turned out much worse.
Well, you don't want to say no harm, no foul, but I do believe you're right. A 9-point swing hurts. 5 points, much more manageable, especially in a tight game like this.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away.
Blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
So 4 quarters couldn't decide it, and it'll be the Chiefs who get the football first in this overtime session.
He was solid on the field goal, but not as solid on the kickoff there, and that'll put him at the 40-yard line to start this drive.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense. As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. With that last completion, CD's now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And with that pass, CD, he's now over 400 yards in the game. And even in a pass-first league, that is still a tough benchmark to hit.
And all week leading up to this one, all we read, heard about was the confidence he had that he could put up big numbers. Kudos to him for coming out here with that belief in himself and for making it happen.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Well, things now, Charles, looking pretty good here. A great opportunity to try to cash in for 6 on the opening possession of overtime.
And what I'm liking, Brandon, is what I see down on the sidelines. I see a defense huddled up and ready to go, already preparing for their
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Nick Bosa able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Javon Hargrave in there to drop him at sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long.
The defense coming through there, CD, with a big-time play, and they're getting close here to getting off the field and giving their offense a chance to win this ball game.
Their partner, no one's cheering louder after that play than their offensive teammates, because they understand how different things would be if instead of going out neat.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now.
We are in true sudden death here. The next score wins the Super Bowl as they come up here on 2nd down.
McCaffrey running up the middle. He can't get him down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
51 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Back to the ground on 1st, it's McCaffrey. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. He stayed afloat for a second there after the first wave of contact, but that was going nowhere.
Yeah, what did he tell us in pregame? I just don't want to get my feet stopped initially when I'm trying to make a run. That's exactly what happened there. Unfortunately, as you noted, got away a little bit from the first one, but the wave swarmed him under.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Now, I know there may be temptation to go for it here in overtime, but you have to punt the football.
I like how emphatic you are about it because I know the tendency is, as a player, let's go get this thing. You're actually telling your coach, come on, coach, we can get it. We have that play call. And the head coach has to remember, that play call likely isn't there. Punt the ball away. Punt it away. Be smart.
Now a hit and a loose football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. On first down, this is McCaffrey.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds.
Now third down and very long. Here's Purdy to throw. That's complete to the tight end, Warner.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on third down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And it's Chiefs football. First and 10.
KC's offense ready to take over. This is a pretty rare situation here, Charles. You get in overtime, neither team coming through with even a field goal on their first drive. So now, sudden death with the time remaining. Next score wins.
And now I would say that going at it might be a little bit easier for both teams now because they've eased into overtime. That first series, boy, everything on the line, man. Now you've seen what a defense is throwing at you. You can make some adjustments, and all you need is 3 points to win it.
Now a second and 10. Here's Mahomes.
To the right side, it's Kelsey.
And that is what they needed. Big gain all the way to midfield as he's tackled right at the 50-yard line. Mahomes.
That ball is caught. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. One overtime. How about two? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that second overtime in just a moment.
Well, if you like drama, especially in the biggest of all games, we are back for the second overtime now in the Super Bowl. This now in field goal range. It's a question of when you want to try it. Here's first down. Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That whole thing was thrown off track thanks to the defense of Fred Warner. Really nice play.
Pacheco gets it again on second down.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in fourth down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And the Kansas City Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.